This is Mike with Trike, Texas. I was in the Navy on a nuclear-powered submarine during the Cold War. And occasionally I'm going to tell a sea story. So I went to submarine school out of boot camp. They send you up there first and make sure you can handle submarine school before they send you to your other schools, because a lot of times those schools are based on either submarine or surface ships, so they'll send you to the sub one if that's the case, if you pass submarine school. And you know, we had a chief for an instructor, little bitty guy. He was 110 pounds and short and very smart, but he had this big stick that he liked to pound on the table when he wanted to make a point. He wanted a bam, bam. He wanted to make a point. You were going to hear it. He was going to let everybody know that's a point to be made. But, you know, as weeks go on, he gets used to you, you get used to him. Everybody kind of likes each other, and you go along. Well, we had one guy, and then every so many days, your class has a duty day where you might stand watch in a barracks you never been to, or do some kind of cleaning detail or something, but you have to muster, say I'm here several times a day, and then go do whatever task you're given, and then, you know, off till the next day, next duty day. So anyway, we had duty. It was like our last week. We had one more week. Saturday was coming up. And usually when you, like it's your last week, they don't make you do anything for duty. You just have to muster and say, here. Sort of like a, you know, upperclassman kind of thing, and you've earned it. Well, one of the guys, you know, we're in Connecticut. One of the guy's sister was getting married that coming weekend on Saturday in Long Island, and which was, I guess, close. I don't know, but pretty close apparently. And he wanted to go. And since it wasn't to have to do anything day, you know, he asked if he could go. I said, no, you don't have anybody that can fill in. And, you know, normally, if it was your duty day and you had to do something, somebody else that was qualified to do what you were doing had to stand in for you while you go do whatever. But, you know, this is submarine school, and we're all new, and nobody knows anything. But he was told no. Well, we had a guy in our group who messed up his foot. I don't know if he's running or playing a sport or something, but either way, he had a boot on, and he had a no duty chit. No duty chit was a piece of paper that says you don't have to participate because you're injured or something like that. So he had one of these, and he hasn't had to do any duty for like 3 weeks. Now I think he still had a week to go before he'd get the boot off. Well, the time comes, and guess what? The guy whose sister's getting married's not there. So the guess who wasn't here? You know, the guy that sister was getting married wasn't there, but the other guy was there with his boot off. And I guess we all were stupid and thought that, oh man, they must have got it clear that he could stand in since he was almost that he was done. Maybe he's done with his boot, right? We didn't think much of it. We thought it was kind of shady. But you know what? Stay out of it, right? So that was Saturday. Well, Monday comes around. We go to class. Nobody's noticing that 2 people aren't there in class. And Chief walks in. Everybody's like, hey, this is the last 3 or 4 days. Chief doesn't look like he's in a good mood at all. He comes in, his face is red, about as red as this car right here. And he's running around with that stick, just slamming it down everywhere. I mean, bam, bam, bam. He's like bam, bam, just, you know, hitting his club all over the place. And he starts screaming, oh, y'all, nobody's gonna graduate, all this other stuff, and we're all lost. We're like, what the heck? He started on and on about how nobody let him know that these guys were doing this. Well, we didn't know how to get a hold of Chief and after hours. But regardless, nobody said anything to anybody and let it go on. Now, how they found out, I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody said something. But regardless, those 2 guys weren't there. We were told we weren't going to graduate. And everybody got real scared. Well, all but 2 of us graduated. Never heard what happened to those 2 guys. I'm sure it wasn't good for either of them. The Navy doesn't mess around. So, you know, just, you know, all you got to do is keep square. Keep yourself squared up and satisfactory, and don't screw up, and you won't have a problem.